What's up, guys? Today I want to show you a quick tutorial on how to create a scene inside of Tasker and have that scene triggered whenever an auxiliary cord is plugged into your phone. For those of you who don't know about Tasker, it's basically an Android application which allows you to create tasks and events inside of your phone. One of the task profiles I have in Tasker is Auto GPS, and that is basically whenever I open up an app that uses GPS, the GPS automatically comes on. Of course, you do have to have root in order for this to happen, but the profile I'm gonna get into today is the headset plugged in any. And basically what it's gonna do is whenever we're finished, you can plug in a headphone jack, and you should get a menu like this pop up. And I created this menu because this is the applications I would normally use when I plug in an auxiliary cord. So let me get to it and show you how this is done. So the first thing we're going to have to do is create a scene. Creating a scene inside of Tasker is really easy, and a scene is basically a menu, and you can customize it to look however you want, pictures, buttons, you can do all kinds of things within a scene. So let's go ahead and get started. Click scenes. Down at the bottom right there's a plus button, hit that, and it's going to ask you to name your scene. We're going to call it audio menu. Click OK. Now this is how big you want the scene or menu to be. You just touch and go up and down or left to right. I'm going to set it at, let's see, about as wide as I can get it, which right around 707 I believe. Alright, and then click back once, and you should see it's 707 by 712. Once you click back into it, you can see at the bottom you can add an element. And here's a list of elements you can add. We're just going to add the button element. Okay, so the first button, this is the name of the button. We're going to name it Play Music, which is Google's music app. And then the label is what you're actually going to see on the menu. We're just going to name it Play Music as well. Okay. And label size, we're not going to mess with that yet. I'm going to show you how we can come back and edit it. Label color, let's just go ahead and make it all white, which is 6 Fs. Okay, and so this is the label. This is what play music is basically, and then the position, we want it left of an icon. So let's go ahead and make the position left. Choose the icon, which is going to be an application icon at the top, and select the play music icon. It's down here somewhere, down there it is, play music. Okay, so now we have play music as an icon, but now it's not going to do anything until you tell it to do something. So click tap up here at the top of your screen, then click the plus button to create an action, and it's going to be, we want to open up an app, so choose app and then load app. Alright, and then go down until you see the play music app and select it. And there we go, we created a button and we linked it to an application. And if you just click and drag, you can put it where you want. And I don't like how play music is small, so let's go ahead and label size down here. Let's go ahead and make it 25. Now go back, and you can see it created it. Okay, so one button down. Let me walk you through the other three. So click the plus button down at the bottom. Let's select button again. This one, let's do YouTube. That's the name, and the label is also going to be YouTube. Label size, we were making it 25. and the color is going to be white. Make it left, choose the icon, which is just, I like to choose the default icons. So go all the way down to YouTube, select it. There we go. And now we have to choose tap, create an action. It's an application action, load app, and what app we would load is YouTube. Go back again, and there you go. You have another button, and just click and drag it where you want it. And you may have to resize the buttons, and it's fairly easy to do. Just click on the top, drag down, get it to where it butts up against it. There we go. 2 buttons down, and let's add 2 more. First, let me see if I can get this right. It looked a little bigger. Now the bottom looks a little bigger, but oh well, that's good enough. So let's go ahead and add another button, and we're going to do the same thing. This button is going to be Pod Kicker. It's an app I like to use to listen to podcasts. The label is also going to be Pod Kicker. Label size, we're going to make it 25. And the color is white. And let's go down. The position of the label, which is basically the words, we want it to the left of the icon we're about to import. It's an application icon. Go down to Pod Kicker, select it. And then we're going to have to tell it what to do. So click tap. Whenever this is tapped, we want it to create an action. The action is to load an app, and that app is going to be, of course, PodKicker. Now, you should be getting the hang of this already, so I'm going to go to the last one, and as you can see, this one's pretty big, so you just have to click, drag up a little bit, maybe click on the left hand side, drag it over to the right some. If they overlap a little bit, it's not a big deal, because normally when you tap the button, you're going to tap it in the middle, so you want to get it as close as possible, but it's not a big deal. But you can play with it as much as you like. So there, that looks good. Let's move the YouTube over a little bit. There. Okay, good. So now when we add the next button, it should go right into there. And the last button I like to listen to is Pandora is another good audio app I listen to. So let's go ahead and add Pandora as the name. Oh, not Potatoes. I don't have an app called Potatoes. And it doesn't look like Pandora is going to be in my list. I'm not sure why. So go ahead and put it in manually. And there it is. Alright, label, Pandora. There we go. Label size, make it 25. And the label color, of course, is going to be white again, which is 6Fs. Okay, position left again. Icon. Go to application icon, go down to Pandora. And then tap, add an action, which is to load an app. The application is Pandora. Now hit back twice. And there's your Pandora button. You may have to resize it a little bit. That looks like it fit in there pretty good. Maybe come over to the right a little bit. And sometimes I have an issue with pulling it down all the way to the bottom. So a secret I figured out is if you drag the whole button down, then resize it up, seems to work a little better. Not really sure why that is, but there we go. We're finished. So the scene is complete. Now what we have to do is link that scene to a task, and have the task basically linked to a profile. So let's go ahead and start a profile. It's going to be a state. and we're gonna manipulate the hardware. So let's choose hardware, and whenever the headset is plugged in, we want it to trigger to pull up the scene. And it's gonna ask any type of device plugged into it, mic, no mic. I usually just choose any, click back, and now a new task. This task is gonna be audio menu. Click check, and then we want to add an action, and this action, basically what we want to do is add a scene. So let's choose scene, and then let's choose show scene, and if you click your magnifying glass up there under name, it'll have audio menu already in that list to choose from, and all your scenes are usually in there. The display as, you can kind of play around with them, see which one you like the best. The one I like to use is the dialogue dim behind, so let's choose that, and everything else is pretty much can stay the same. And then just choose back, and we're done. You can also run a test if you want. Just by hitting the play button at the bottom left, we'll run a test to make sure it works. And there you see. Let's go back, and I just want to show you how you can press play. There it goes. That's what should pop up. And that's it. So thank you for watching, and I'll have more tutorials here